there exists a mutual influence between the heavenly bodies, that the human body should be thus supported by a magnetic field, was evident. We know that magnetic currents of some kind do exist, but for some reason we have never directly attempted to apply them to therapy, except in the case of a few extraordinary and regarded as deranged researchers. The magnetic field of the body itself may therefore be similarly described as that of the sun, namely that it is a fluidic material, fluidic to our comprehension, but probably not fluidic in its own nature. It gives the impression of a fluid, but it is far more subtle than any fluid that we know. I think Mesmer termed it fluidic because he perceived within the substance of it certain tidal motions, certain ebbing and flowing, which we associate with a liquid of some kind. But it might just as well be associated with these magnetic patterns which seem to lie beneath the surface of frost pictures on a window pane. Mesmer was convinced that this magnetic material formed not only a natural field around man, but was to large measure the basis of a certain protection. In other words, a person in whom the magnetic field was strong and was normally sustained apparently had greater resistance against the dangers of infection or many ailments which might otherwise afflict us. If, therefore, a person's magnetic field be strong, it is quite conceivable that it would repel the magnetic fields of bacterial organisms, causing some degree of immunity, if not complete immunity.
Hey there, friends, family, and loved ones all. I am super excited. I found something that I want to share with you that you can do yourself. This is under the header of the Biomag Academy of Spiritual Science, which we just launched a couple months ago. So what you want to do is, I've been trying to make these magnets with presses, with glues, with all sorts of costly items in order to make these magnets so that everybody can use them for themselves. And I found a way to do it yourself that's cheap, easy, and everyone can do it. So first you're going to go to totalelements.com and order neodymium N52 rare earths. You can get a 20 pack for $26. That's under like 80 cents a piece. And the other item you're going to need is these leather repair patches. And thanks to Stephanie for bringing this out. Get one in red and get the other one in black. So that's a total investment of $24. So you got 24 and what was the other one? 20 something. So you got under $50. So what you're going to do is you're going to roll out this tape, and this tape has adhesive on the back, and I measure out 3 inches here and cut a line, and then get your black one, measure out 3 inches and cut it there. And so you're going to have 2 pieces that are 3-inch squares, and I think the tape is like 6 feet long. And then you're going to place the magnets. Black is going to be down against the black. So when you see the black, it's down. And so you lay them out this way, and you'll have to get a compass or something if you don't have magnets, vinyl magnets to measure which the red and black side are. You can use a compass. So then what you're going to do is you're going to put them together with the adhesives and glue them. The red is going to be facing you, so the red has to be against the skin, against the down, and then black is down as well. And so all I did is put them together. And then I get out my little trusty scissors and cut them. Not the greatest cut. I was just kind of making this real quick to show you I could do it under 3 minutes. And here you go. You just cut them apart. I trim off the edges a little bit. And here are your neodymium magnets that everyone can do, that everyone can have. And now we can heal the world and everybody can do it affordably. The cost is under $1 per magnet. How cool is this? And again, thank you, Stephanie, for showing me this leather tape. It'd been labor intensive until now. We can bring it to all. breaking down each of the different ways we can use magnets in our daily lives. But first, understanding the principles of magnetism, acidity and alkaline state. We're out of balance. We're out of alkaline balance because the acidic, the male principle, has pushed us. The male principle is on the right side. The positive energy has pushed us out of balance to the left. That's why a lot of the magnetic placements go on the right side of the body. The North Pole increases cellular oxygen. That's the negative. That's the pulling. Pulls fluids and gases. Reduces fluid retention. Fights infections. Promotes mental acuity, etc. Nerves and pain. Stops pain. So understanding what the difference, black is north, red is south. Black is female, red is a male principle. Pushing, pulling and pushing, pulling and pushing. So you want to think about what you're doing when you're creating these magnets for your home and for yourself and for the gardens and whatnot. Do you want to push the water? Do you want to pull the water? Do you want to push the blood? All right, so making water, structured water vortexes for your home. We all know our tap water is basically toxic. And now they're adding the ugliness of the hydro vulgaris, which is nobody's talking about, but except for Sleslam. But this is what's going into the water supplies as well, not just in the vaccines. So what we want to do is we want to create vortex water. What is vortex water? That is water that has been created to show that at that level, it's the perfect geometric, sacred geometry form to create sacred water, to create pure water. Structured water creates it softer, your hair gets softer, your laundry gets softer, and there's just a lot of proof that using magnets, there's Emoto showing water when it's been used with magnets and what in your intention changes the structure. And we're 70-80% water, so if we clean up our water supply, we're going to clean up ourselves. All right, so how does it work? It works by creating water vortexes. And how do we do that? And remember, the red is the pushing and the black is the pulling. And this is the image of what we're going to set up on the water pipe here. I'm going to show you, but these pictures go face down. Make sure these red goes against the pipe, against the sleeve, against the water supply. So again, colors go face down that I'm showing you here on this pipe here. All right, so I just took a PVC pipe, a 1 inch, you can do a 2 inch, whatever. You can put it on your well, coming out of your well. You can put it coming into your home. You can put it under your water faucet, doesn't matter. But this is the design that you need to look at coming from the top, and the arrows point where the water flows, as I'll show you in a minute. So red is pushing, black is pulling, and so the red pushes, the black pulls, and then the red and black turn, and then the red turbos. So you create this vortex water, and what it does is it breaks up the toxicities, the fluoride, the chlorine, and all the rest of the crap going in our water supplies. But again, the red pushes, the black pulls, the red and the black spins, and the red turbos the spin. And again, those pictures go down against the pipe you're using, and it creates this structured water. Here's a picture of it. All right, so here's coming off of my water tank. I put one there, and this is one of my water tanks right here. And the water pipe coming out on the 2 inch sleeve. I want to get it where it's going out and going into my water supplies in my garden and going into the home. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the water pipe sleeve, or put the magnets I just showed you, and you can tape them on if you want. That's the beauty of this, is you can just tape this structure, or these water sleeves I sell that already have that pattern of push, pull, push, pull, turbo, and you simply just wrap it around. You can tape it, like I said. These are water sleeves I sell for $50, and you can simply do it yourself. All right, so here again, here's the structure. If you want to put it around your faucet, you can. I put it on also on the intake into my hot water heater the water that comes into the house, the main valve. You can do it that way as well. Or you can stick it under, do this pattern on your water sleeve in your faucet in your home. And again, there's the demonstration of how to put the water sleeve. You want to follow the flow of the water. So the flow is coming into my home, so I want the arrows to be pointing up or the direction of the flow. And then simply you can do the pattern I just showed you, or you can get the water sleeve and put it on, and now your water sleeve is structured. You can do it under the sink as well. Easy peasy. Here's a little more information of why structured water heals and clears the water and purifies. Magnets structure and create the vortex energy, and what does it do? Magnetation's chemical-free, energy-free, and maintenance-free water treatment utilizes various principles of physics to reduce the atomic weight of minerals and degas water. Principles of physics include magnetism, Lorentz force, static mixing, vortexing, hydrodynamic cavitation, and Venturi. After breaking down to smaller water molecule clusters, they are held in suspension, unable to coagulate and stick together. That is what makes magnation's water softer and easier to absorb. Anyway, treating magnets. Energized and activated, the magnet treatment rain-like water is life-giving boost. The results in a lowered surface tension and viscosity, friction loss, improved water flow, scale and biofilm control, disrupts ability for it to build up, improved water infiltration, and moisture retention in soils. And improved water quality, less water consumption, less energy requirements, less chemicals and maintenance needed, improved mixing productivity with higher yields, and better plant and soil quality, all with zero byproducts. Sound good? So the effects of the North Pole, which is the negative pulling energy, and the South circle is the pole is the positive pushing energy, the male principle, pulling and pushing our magnets. So by placing these magnets, we're getting the vortex energy created by the placements shown. North polarity stabilizes, calms, and sedates, and also reduces pain, infection, and inflammation. The south polarity, the pushing on the other hand, is acid-producing, enervating, biologically disorganizing, and may accelerate bacteria growth. It also creates an acidic state. But with these placements, it brings it to vortex energy. That's why there's more black placements in this layout design than there is red pushing out energy. It's pulling back in to homeostasis. Magnets with a south polarity should only be used under the care of a trained practitioner. No, you can do it yourself. The fact that our bodies consist of mainly water and all our body processes are heavily dependent on water has led to research into the possibility of using magnetized water to promote health and disease. Magnetized water has also been found in use of treatment of swimming pools. Researchers at the UK discovered they could reduce the amount of chlorine needed to kill bacteria by 30%. At South Carolina Medical University, they found cleaning your teeth with magnetized water can reduce calculus formations by over 60% and improve overall gum health. Use of magnetized water increased farm yield from anywhere to 5 to 20%. Cows drinking magnetized water produce more milk and were healthier than cows drinking untreated water. Sheep produce more wool, meat, hens laid more eggs, and all farm animals survive longer when drinking magnetized water. The vitalizing and healing properties of magnetized water to be intimately tied with its memory. Remember, water is memory. We're 2/3 water. During its passage through contaminated soil, miles of iron and plastic pipe and treatment plants where it is exposed to toxic chemicals, it loses vitality, aka structure. And then you add the fluoride and all the other crap they're putting in our water and all the geoengineering stuff coming down from the skies into the soil and water. Well, we got a heap of toxicity coming into our water, folks. By the time it comes out of the tap, it is essentially lifeless. All right, this is going to blow you away, and the word you're going to use is no way. Watch. There's 2 pods here. They put a little special casing on, but I'll show you how to do that for pennies. That you'll never have to spend money on laundry detergent again in a minute. But just think about the laundry system, fueling your washing machine, petrochemicals in your skin being flushed into the water supply, the excess water being used. You only need to run this on your rinse and spin cycle. So you're saving over 60-70% of your water because you don't have to run it through the soap cycle. And also water is getting more and more difficult as we go into the engineered drought, especially here in the West. But again, they're giving lifetime guarantees on this. And literally it's 2 magnets, folks. It's just one on one side of the washing machine bin and one on the other side. Just 2 neodymium magnets, and that's all you need to do. Breaks down the tensile strength of your fabrics and the harsh petrochemicals. It works amazing. And it also creates structured water when it does the spinning. Chemical free, great for infants, children's, chemical sensitives, no more plastics needed, guaranteed for life. As I said, this magnet laundry system on eBay sells for, I don't know, 60, 70 bucks, something like that. All right, so here's how you do it. Just get a couple of your neodymium magnets. I use a couple bottle caps, And then all you have to do is place one magnet inside one of the bottle caps and one inside the other. Stick one inside the washing machine barrel on one side, one on the other. It does not matter if the magnets are red up or black up or red down or black down. I put these together like this so then I can just stick them in the washing machine and put them against the sides and let it sit. So just a reminder to set your washing cycle to rinse spin. So mine goes for 18 minutes versus the usual 54-minute cycle if I were to use laundry detergent. And again, the magnets, it doesn't matter which you create, to create the vortex. It's the spindle that gets the dirt out. That's why I call myself the spindle, is because I'm getting the dirt out, and you put it in the washing machine. Isn't that cool? I want to share something very, very exciting, which I've just come up with, and I want to share with you all because it may be a great healing modality addition to the beginnings of the Biomag Academy of Spiritual Science and developing new products and ways to help and to heal. So this is something I've been thinking about for quite some time based on Dr. Garcia's protocols. All right, so as I did in my previous videos, I showed the placements the biomagnetic healers have come up with that deal with shortness of breath, headaches, tinnitus, depression, loneliness, suicide, inspiration, pineal gland clearing, glaucoma, eye strain, lockjaw, dementia. Anybody have any of these? Self-esteem, drug addiction, insecurity, digestion. All of these things that are the positions that are being placed to positive and negative on the head. Common cold, flu symptoms, runny nose, childhood learning, nosebleeds. I mean, it goes on and on. So I was just trying to figure out how we could do some placements with all of these issues that are around the above the neck in the brain. And again, it's about polarity. It's about bringing us back into homeostasis. It's about bringing us back into balance using energy fields. And so originally I came up with this. This is an MMA helmet, and I was drilling in the helmet with 3/4 inch screws and super glue and whatnot to create this. And the magnets would stick together, and it became a little bit difficult to do, but it was doable, and people are getting phenomenal results. I'm getting positive results from children. I'm getting positive results from adults. And also, if you watch my video, I'll put in the show notes about that we're all chipped with MP3 and MP4s behind our ear and behind the skull. This helps mitigate it. So this is from biomagneticguide.com. I'll put in the show notes. And here's all the placements around the head that are able to help with all these issues I was just listing. And then Dr. Garcia has his trauma brain injury protocol, where he's developed over 80 points or so to help with trauma brain injury. He's gone around to high schools and colleges and helped with concussions and cleared them up pretty much right away. And then this is a map that he came with of all the different points in the brain for you scan when you do your muscle testing and scan to see if there's inflammation, brain fog, concussions. All these things start with the brain. It starts with our nerve system. It starts with our communication devices. So you ready? All right, so here's the MMA helmet that I got, and all we do is use what I showed you how to make these magnets, and they have the 3M glue on them, and you put the magnet, make sure you put that's red down. I'm showing red up, but I put the red down just to show it red. And you can do the placements yourself. You see, I just peeled them right off. Super easy. You peel it off, you put it on, you put the placements where you want, you just add it right there. If you need a placement to activate your third eye, and you muscle scan to see where the other placement goes, oh, you want it right next to the third eye, boom, I just put another placement right there and I'm good to go. Easy peasy that everyone can do. How about the pineal gland? How about clearing up our top of our head, the crown chakras and whatnot? And by adding your intention, you can set those points I was just showing on Dr. Garcia's TBI chart to what intention you want to set for what points. So you can put these, you can create smaller magnets as well if you want. So here's the skull placements as well. So look at the skull placements, the parietal, the temporal, the occipital, all these placements you can learn about, and then you simply scan to see do you want black on the right, red on the left, and then all you have to do is just put your peeled in place magnets on the MMA helmet and boom. and then take it off when you're done and put it somewhere else for the next placements. 15 minutes if you're in the California, New York parallel, 20 minutes up north, 10 minutes down south. Here's more skull placements you can learn about, the penial, postpenial. And so by studying this in muscle testing, you set your activation for yourself or for others of what you want the magnets to do. And here's the occipital bone in the back of the helmet, the MMA helmet, that you do these placements on. And if you wear this for 3 days, we're finding by muscle testing, it deactivates the MP4 video cam in the back of our skulls that I'm finding regularly in nearly everybody. So here's where you can order these MMA helmets. What are they? For $20, and then add the magnets with the stick and peel, and you're off. It covers it. If you got a big head like me, this is a better one to order. It's a little larger size. The large, extra large doesn't cover my head quite as easily. The maxillary sinus for respiratory use, sinusitis, which everybody's getting, hypersensitivity. That's why you see when you first saw the magnets stick to the arm, and then a week later they stuck to the chest, and a week later they stuck to the head because they're spread through magnets throughout the body. So can this biomagnetic helmet, can that help mitigate some of the influences? Well, they're using magnets to control the brain. Here we see one potential for solution, high efficacy remote control of the neural activity deep in the brain would use conventional magnetic nanoparticles to locally amplify the magnetic field and thus enhance the effective coupling to local electric currents. So will this biomagnetic helmet, will this mitigate some of their effects of them trying to control our brains? An even more dramatic solution could be achieved by using a novel class of functional nanoparticles known as magnetoelectric nanoparticles. The magnetic field exposure not only amplify the local magnetic field, but generate additional local electric fields. So we're going to be balancing into homeostasis where these mitigating dark energy fields are being introduced into our brains, into our bodies in so many different ways, whether it's aerosol spraying, whether it's from the food, whether it's from the injections, whether it's from the nose test, we're being nanoed with magnets. So this may be a possibility, a big possibility with mitigating some of the effects of what they're doing to us. So again, it's to provide, this is their game, to provide external access to internal bioelectric and neural circuits. In other words, they're a unique way to combine the advantages of both the high efficacy of electric fields and external control capability of the magnetic fields, and therefore an open noble pathway to control them. This is their game, controlling our brains with remote control using magnets. Right? So they've been working on this for a very long time. It's called 3D mapping. They spend billions a year to do it every single year. They spend all this money, and then you have the national security of the 21st century soon connect human brains to silicon chips. More than 2/3 of the satellites are foreign owned. They're trying to connect genetically engineered pathogens that will thwart biodetection and also manipulate your brain. This is the brain, the chip brain that they wish to control. This is the Great Reset, which they're seeing. And here you can see they have all the different frequencies for controlling human behavior. It's not very clear, but you get the idea, chip on the brain. That's what they're putting in, all this stuff that's going throughout. And here's how we talked about the doing it, the 100 million magnetite crystals. And what are we using? Magnetites. We're talking apples and apples. We're talking their language. Success treating patients using depression using electromagnetic fields. They don't need the word electro. They always throw it in there, but they don't need it. The university is nominally Catholic. They feel it is particularly offensive to even ask the question. This is why he had to leave the school, because again, I won't go there, but you bring up magnetism and they just run away. So brain fog, again, can help serious brain fog a lot of people are having today. And it purifies the blood. It balances the blood. You can see from this picture the magnetic flow of the blood once it's been magnetized. So the blood flow, the water is balanced, energized into a healthy state. And then there's the God helmet aspect. Check this out. The magnets generate a very weak field, doesn't harm you. And like other neurostimulation, it's low intensity magnetic fields. It's also 1 million times, but far weaker than the ordinary, is 1 million times weaker than transcranial magnetic stimulation. And he reports that subjects reported having mystical experiences in altered states. How does it work? It utilizes a network of low intensity magnetic signals or a field-to-field interaction into the brain, mildly disrupting the brain, which causes the left and the right side to communicate specifically about a sensed or religious presence. According to Persinger, who tested the God Helmet on more than 2,000 subjects, up to 80% state that mild disruption that the God Helmet provides create a sensed presence. And Dr. McCoy can testify to this. Star Trek predictive programming, Gene Roddenberry, 33 degrees from Mason. They've been knowing about this for a very, very long time, as I covered earlier here. But what I wanted to get back to, get the gook, is we can focus our intentions towards these areas and use this device in the way it was intended, with our intentions added to it, so we can make it even more powerful with this easy to make device. It produces magnetic fields that Persinger describes as a weak but complex fluctuation in magnetic fields derived from physiological sources. It affects the effects of geomagnetism on the human brain, and reports similar effects with this apparatus using magnetic fields employed in TMS and Persinger experiments. Persinger's apparatus uses weak complex magnetic signals patterned after physiological process, such as one derived from limbic burst firing. So here's a picture of the helmet, the God Helmet that he used again. All right, so what about the rest of the face, the rest of the head to get it covered? Well, how about the Biomag Face Healer? And here's the points for around the face and chin that the Biomag, the MMA helmet isn't covering. And this is TMJ, glaucoma, eye healing, insomnia, shortness of breath, cataracts, tooth pain, especially severe headaches, absolutely, and drug addiction. A lot of success I've had with that. So this is what I came up with, getting an airsoft mask and drilling the holes in, but you can just stick the magnets on there. You know, you don't need to have anything special done like this, but I was just showing you how it works. Black on the right, red on the left, but it deals with the maxillary sinuses, acute and chronic sinusitis, and a lot of issues to deal with colds, flus, things like that as well. And then this is Dr. Garcia's face placement chart here. You can scan and see, do they need any placements? So then you just get the magnets that you made, and all you do is set the intention and put them on the placements as you learn them, muscle test for correctness, and then you've got it to go, because it's a metal cage that's on there. And then again, you can order these from Bezos here. You can get the mask too. So you've got the airsoft face guard, and it's metallic, and just stick the magnets. And then we're going to deal with the frontal lobes as well, because that's the side that's still open and hasn't been covered with the Biomag helmet and the Biomag faceplate. Now we've got the Biomag Biomag goggles coming up here, and that comes with the MMA helmet I just showed you. And so again, all you do is do your peel and paste biomagnets and put them where you want them. You want to improve your eyesight, put them over your eyes. You want to improve your thought process, put them over your eyebrows. And you can scan and see where all the placements go to help you, whether it be on the top or the bottom, and just peel and stick, or if you want them permanently, you can glue them on there. You can make these also smaller if you want and super glue them on. But look at all the issues we're covering now with all the Biomag helmet, the face guard, the face healer, and the goggle healer. All of these are being covered now because we got them all placements, and then you can move the placements around where you have them. And this is a really fun one that I just got excited with the peel and paste aspects of this vinyl magnets that we can use now. This was originally what I was trying to do, where I got a mannequin or a Maggie Quinn and drilled over 300 different pairs of placements set up by Dr. Garcia's fine work. And then I got one with the peelables now. I said, what if we had clothing? And using soft clothing works better than nylon type clothing. And then you just peel and stick it, folks. This is Biomag wearables, and if somebody can come up with a design where we can sew them in and make them permanent, we can make our own Biomag wear, or you can make your own Biomag wear and wear it. But look at all the issues we're covering in the body. All you need to know is where the placements go by your muscle scanning. So then you just do the placements. You want to help either cardiac, you want to help with the liver, you want to help with the thorax, you want to help with the sternum. You know, all these different placements are now possible, and they just peel right on, peel right off. Super easy to do, and everyone can do it. Now, what about our spine? Anybody got spinal injuries? Anybody got back pain and whatnot? How about setting them? This is vertical. This is the back of the shirt. But you can set that along your vertebrae, the T1s, the C1s, the thoracics, the cervicals, the lumbars, wherever you need them. How about the scapulars for shoulder pain and whatnot? Bada bing, bada boom. You just peel and paste anywhere you want. And I'm super excited to see if we can actually make these wearables that can be washed in the washing machine. If not, you just peel them off and put them back on when you need to wash the clothing. But you can also set them along the meridians to deal with your different issues that you're having, whether it be lung, stomach, heart, by just putting the placements with your intention along the meridians as well. All right, let's go out to the garden. Let's get outside here. Here we can use magnets to repel mosquitoes. Dr. Garcia has identified dozens of issues with mosquito-acquired infections as well as ticks. And this is a big, huge issue, and this is a main problem with a lot of us that get outside all the time, is we're being bitten by mosquitoes and bitten by ticks. Well, here's a PhD study showing that wearing magnets will what? Magnets may repel mosquitoes and other predatory insects. Theory and practice. I can tell you from myself and others who get out in the gardens, it works by wearing mosquitoes. And I'll include this in the show notes about the documentation. But the tagline here at the bottom of it is, it's confirmed that mosquito with using magnets will reduce the impulses to the mosquito. They're just turned away by the frequency. So here, Ammo Bison, you can order a necklace. He recommends wearing a necklace. I just wear wrist bracelets. But you can wear these around your neck when you go out to the garden. Or you can order the 12-pack. That is relatively inexpensive. And they aren't the 1,000 gauss, but I don't think that it matters. You can get for $18, you can get the 12-pack here, so it really costs nothing. But we're being attacked by the AI mosquitoes as well. I don't know if they're going to be repelled by the same frequencies, but here we're seeing not only in Florida, but in California, genetically engineered gates from hell mosquitoes. And you can see these are little tiny mosquitoes that are AI, artificial intelligence. And these are being sent all around as well. And then also in the mosquito, I don't know if you know, they have 6 probes out of their nose, the probuses. There's 6 different antennas, probes that go into your body. So this helps mitigate yourself by preventative care. All right, sole shoes, another fun subject. How do we put magnets at the bottom of our feet? Well, again, we're energy beings. This is Dr. Randolph Stone, the founder of modern-day biomagnetism, showing that the polarity, the right side is your positive, and the left side of your body is the negative. And again, the better you understand the polarities, how the polarities work, the better everyone will heal. So on the right side, we're positive. We pushed ourselves out the left side to a more acidic state, and we want to pull it back in. And at the bottom of our feet is where a lot of the issues flow in and out. So if we treat magnets at the bottom of our feet and bring us back into balance at the polarity that goes up through our head through the aurora fields, we're going to make headway. I just made these with my shoes. I just pasted the magnets to the bottom of the feet. I didn't do any specific pattern at the bottom of the feet, but I'm going to go back to that chart I just showed you and put them on the meridians at the bottom of the feet there with really specific using smaller magnets. You can use smaller magnets, size doesn't matter, as long as they're 1,000 Gauss, Tesla Gauss 1,000 on the feet. Like I said, with the wrist bracelets, I don't think it matters, but in the feet they do, in the body it does. Make sure you got 1,000 Gauss, and then set your intention and put the magnets where you think they should go. Easy peasy, folks. All right, now we're walking out to the garden, and what we're going to do, we're going to have Biomag Ag in the gardens, and the proof is phenomenal. I'm seeing my garden grow great. Look at this of magnetized water, well water, reverse osmosis, and tap water. Everyone's spending thousands of dollars reverse osmosis and cleaning up their water supplies. Yet all you need to do is magnetize your water. Now, if you can't do your water intake coming into your garden, well, you can do it with magnetite and sowing seeds. This is from my garden the other day. That's just a romaine lettuce, and this is a taproot on the right, on the top that I use magnetite and magnets, red to stimulate growth, and magnetite in the soil. So the red goes up on the bottom of the your tray, or red on the seeds to stimulate growth. So here's what you can do on a nozzle. Just buy a garden nozzle and put the red, red, black, black, red, black, red, red pattern, water flowing up and through, and then you're going to have the magnetized water as you're on your garden for your water. It'll be magnetized vortex water as you spray your garden. Or you can just tape it on, which I did here, and just put tape around it as well. Or I sell them as well if you'd like me to make one for you. So again, why is vortex magnetized water critical to improve our healthy growing of foods in our bodies and our cells?
Fact.
Take a look, listen to this.
So I'll put that in. And then another feature, this is a Vortex Magnetic Systems. The magnetic water treatment prevents mineral buildup, so you won't need the filters as much, or maybe you won't need filters at all. I have to filter for iron on my ranch where I use the well water. Non-chemical technologies for scale and hardness control. The effects of magnetic field on water hardness reducing, effects of magnetized water on sulfate ions and trickle irrigation. On and on, all these benefits. But look at the pictures. Proof is in the pudding. So here's some wheat treated with the super imploder vortex system, and look at that, double the crop size, same time frame. Here's some plants, one with the super imploder water with magnetized water, here with not, and you can see the results after time, at least a doubling of size. And this is what we're finding, is that this type of energy using water is proven to be successful by breaking up the water clusters and getting them back into homeostasis, or their correct balance for the highest energy healing water you can have. Magnetic treatment of irrigation water and vegetable crop yield and productivity. And I'll put these in the show in the show notes. But you can see the yield increased 12 and 23%, 12 and 24%, 12 and 13% respectively. So the results are profound. All right. And you can go through this article here yourself.
The other day, a friend of mine brought over a device that he had purchased. It was a $35 vortex device, very similar to what I'm showing you here, except it had pin magnets that went inside of it. And it was a very, very powerful device. As a matter of fact, it was too powerful because I had, we brought it over and spun up some water, and I had 2 big glasses of water with it. And then afterwards he said, oh, I should have told you that you're only supposed to have 4 ounces in the morning and 4 ounces at night. And I thought, no big deal. But for the next 2 days I was feeling pretty rough detoxing because it was powerful. For me, the most effective way I found was to have the north pushing in, the north pushing in, and a south pushing in, and a south pushing in this way. And that's what I have here in this red one. And let me spin it here. Let's get this going here. And it's best to fill these about 2/3 of the way with water, so you have some room at the top to get the thing to swirl.
This is all accomplished using this setup. You don't need the plastics. You don't need to order it. Just get the magnets from US Biomag, and you can do this yourself to your own pipes.
But what happens is, as the vortex goes down into these magnetic fields, it breaks the molecule, the clusters of water, it breaks them down to a smaller size so they can actually penetrate deeper into the body. And I did find that when I was using this water to wash out dishes and stuff, it did seem to have like it was softer, and it also has a smoother taste to it. So it does definitely appear to be doing what it's supposed to be doing. Test the quality of the water because it has a semiconductive property to it. And these coils, if you've seen my Orgonite alert, you'll see that I discovered that EMF is interfacing with coils and crystals, especially if the coils have a 1/4 inch spacing on them. EMF gets caught up in there, and anions are thrown out one side and cations are thrown out the other. But the interesting thing about structured water like this is it creates like a semiconductive field or shield around it to where the EMF cannot interface with the coils, and this field actually goes out about 4 feet on this one. So that really gives me an indication as to how strong it is.
And as you can see, the results are dramatic and proven using structured water, magnetic treated water to create the correct vortex for growth. The evidence is there, and we can all do this if we have the magnets. And here you can see pictures of magnetized water. Look at how much structured the cells become from unstructured water coming in. And so you can see how the water molecules, they'll bond, they'll get all the gases in them, they'll take in all the PVC plastics and everything in there. But using polarity, using magnetism, we create the vortex energy device that allows the plants to love and crave the water. They need water, they need soil, they need sun. And here's a picture of the structured water that would be going through your pipes, placed on the magnetic setup I showed you in the video here, and I'll put in the notes as well. But back to Victor Schellberger, he was also the one that developed the Hitler used with the anti-gravitation devices.
So what happens is we're breaking down the larger clusters of molecules that are made up of all the minerals in the water. As they go through the system, they're broken up and pulverized, put into suspension, and energized. And as they come out of the system, they're separated and activated. So they're not sticking together, they're not insulating the water molecule. And if there are any gases trapped in these larger clusters, they're dissipated. So that lowers the surface tension of the water and the viscosity of the water. So the water flows easier, penetrates the ground better, holds in the ground longer, and it saves you water. It improves the mixing for fertilizers and chemicals. Overall productivity of the water impacting your bottom line operational costs.
Yes, we have all the water we want. The water is as low as 300 feet all the ground, but scarcity, they want to create the scared cities with the scarcities, drive up prices, just like fossil fuels are another big joke on all of us. And they're perpetuating all of the scarcities. The water is going to be regulated like crazy in California, 2022, down to 50 gallons a day, or you're going to get $100 a day fines if you overuse your water, more state of oil well coming in. But the magnet placements on your pipes coming into your homes, your apartment, wherever it's coming in, or you can stick them on your faucet where you use most of your water, is this placement right here. Also, just sticking one red magnet underneath your water bottle will help structure your water. So just take one red magnet face up, put your water bottle on top of that every day, and that will help structure your water as well. But these can go around your PVC pipe. I'm going to do a demonstration when we get out to the gardens and show you how it's done, and maybe get a clear piece so we can see the vortex energy that's being created. But also you can see where they use vortex energy and the powers that be, and they create these cymatic waters using energy, frequency, and vibration, using Victor Schellberger's water principles as well. And you can clearly see this is how they do. They treat it on a much larger scale. We're treating our own water devices using the structured water magnets that you can get at US Biomag. So get on US Biomag, get on the products, and order some magnets, 4 pair, and then put your treatments out following this diagram. All right, number 9, Biomag Pet Vet. Let's get the animals here healed as well. Working with horses, putting the placements on, taping them on. They get immediate responses. The results are very profound, yet it's very laborious, and the horse is going, what's going on and whatnot. So I found this company called Schneider.com, and they make magnetic horse blankets. How cool is this? So you can buy them for your horse, you place them on, they've got the magnets, you can add them, you can muscle test where to add magnets to. But here's their video on ordering them, and I've got it now, and I'm just starting to try with horses. I'll report back to you when I know.
The hugely popular magnetic sheet from Duratech is proof that magnetic field therapy is still widely sought after by savvy horsemen from all disciplines. This lightweight mesh sheet contains over 90 strategically positioned magnets that help accelerate healing and recovery from a wide range of ailments, including muscle soreness, stiffness, bruising, and arthritic conditions. By stimulating blood flow, the reduction of inflammation is also noticeable after magnetic field therapy. The sheet features chest buckle closure an adjustable surcingle, and hind leg straps. It comes in a wide size range. Read over 60 5-star reviews about the Duratec magnetic sheet at sstac.com.
If any of you do get the blanket and put them on your horses, I'd love to hear any response. All right, so this is the last thing. Coming into your gas line, they sell these magnets that go around your gas line. It says it should be within, I think, 5 feet of your gas line going into your dryer, going into your home heater or whatever. So you can maybe try this and see if that works. And then again, they're selling these water magnets that go around your water and softens them as well. So, you know, it's there, it's out there, but not a lot of people know about it. So these are different things you can do yourself. I'd love to hear any feedback that you have. This is all under the guise of the Biomag Academy of Spiritual Science. We're learning how to heal ourselves. We're learning how to heal the world. And now you can do it yourself at a very, very easy cost. Let's heal the world, folks. It needs it. It needs us. So hopefully this has been helpful to you. Please share with all. And if you have any questions, hit me up at biomaghealer.com. Peace and love.